All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about the history of Black Ops Paintball and Airsoft. Myself and some of the guys were talking about the paintball park and realized that we've been at this for 7.5 years or so. And we've been getting a lot of questions about the park and its history and why we got into what we're doing. So we decided we'd make a video. I think I was 9 or 10 years old when my cousins invited me to go play paintball in the woods behind their house. My uncle had got them some paintball gear, so we ended up going out, having a great time, convinced my dad to get some guns for our family, so we go head to head with the cousins, and it was a great time. Some of the best childhood memories I have were playing with my dad, my brothers and my friends on our family farm in Oregon. So that's kind of how I got exposed to paintball for the first time. Airsoft, I thought, was kind of for little kids. They had the little springers, little pistols that were about a step up from a squirt gun. My little brothers kind of got into that, and I kind of wrote that off until later. We'll get to that. But when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I was pretty fascinated with military history. I always wanted to join the Army, and when I was 18, I did. So I served in the 82nd Airborne Division as an airborne infantryman from 2005 till 2008. I deployed to Iraq in 2006 to 2007. And when I got out of the Army, I worked for a tactical company, and we did military and police training. We got to do all kinds of fun stuff, mess with pyro and demo, and they used Airsoft for some of the training where units weren't able to use simunitions because of the areas where we were training in because of civilians and liability and damage to buildings. So they used Sistema Airsoft guns. I think our company had about 120 of them, and they were pretty badass. So I was really impressed with Airsoft. It was totally different than what my preconceived notions from being a kid and seeing people play with little springers. And it was a very effective training aid. We trained SWAT to Pentagon Police to Civil Affairs units on Fort Bragg, and really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was probably the coolest thing I did after I got out of the Army. So I ended up staying in Fayetteville, went to Fayetteville Tech and got an associate's in business. I started flipping houses, really liked working with my hands. I ended up with a 10-acre parcel of property in Fayetteville, planned on developing it. It ended up not working out because of zoning restrictions. And so I had talked with a friend and mentioned he thought it would make a good paintball park. So the rest is history. We built a paintball park. Black Ops Paintball opened January 2012, and we had 10 acres. We started out with one speedball field and then added the POW Woods Ball Arena shortly after that, and it took off. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it. We started building and quickly outgrew the 10 acres. Slowly over time, we added more acreage where now we went from the original 10 acres to approximately 160 acres now. We did building, upfit, and remodel. We started out with just a steel, about an 8,000 square foot building that was all open. I had intended on using that for a indoor arena, later decided to make a pro shop and commercial bathrooms. So we got rid of all the porta potties, put in commercial bathrooms. We did a 3,000 square foot pro shop, and then about a 3,000 square foot party room as well in the back. We added a compound field approximately 2014. We started building a compound with connexes, 40-foot connexes, concrete blocks, and continued to add on that for about a year and a half. We put a 40-foot tower in about a year later. We added dedicated airsoft fields, including a ruined mounds field, the Fish Village, CIA hold site, and then the FOB, which was our most recent for the outdoor arena. Then we added a ruins field with concrete drain pipe and boxes. We added a pipes field, a hyperball field. We added a mezzanine in 2018 for the party room because it was actually as big as it was, we were outgrowing it. So we added another 1,200 square feet with the mezzanine in 2018. And then we added the CQB Airsoft Arena, which is just shy of 30,000 square feet of rooms, doors, windows, and it's a pretty badass facility. We've been really excited to see it grow. The yearly events we host at Black Ops Fayetteville are Bones and Ashes. We're getting ready for our third installment of that next year with CPX, the host of Living Legends. We also host Operation Red Homefront. We're hosting that next month, actually in September. That's a Black Ops big game. We do the CPSL League for D5 and D4 speedball teams. That's new this year, and we've got upwards of 35 to 40 teams for some of the events. It's going very well. We've hosted pro clinics by Ryan Greenspan, Yosh Rao, Rocky Cagnoni, Scott Kemp, Kyle Spica, HK Army, various charity clinics and events with other big names in the sport. We've also done the Zombie Hayride and Haunted House. This will be our third year of doing the zombie ride at Black Ops. 2017 had decided it was time to expand the company. We opened a new store and we decided that South Myrtle Beach would be a good pick for a location. Found a rental space and had a grand opening with Social Paintball and Rocky Cagnoni. We had some other big names come out. It was a lot of fun. It drew a lot of interest and kind of showed us, we were trying to test the waters and see if this would be a good place to open a field. We opened Myrtle Beach Paintball Park in May of 2018. That was a big step for us. We decided that the store had done well enough and piqued enough local interest that we could invest in our own property and build a park here. It's been not easy. Myrtle Beach is a expensive area to acquire property, and we weren't able to get nearly as much land as Fayetteville, but we got 13 and a half acres right off of 707 in Myrtle Beach. We started out with a speedball field, a fortress map with a 2-story tobacco shed that was already on the property, trenches field we built into the hillside on the property. We added commercial block bathrooms to the facility, 50-foot covered pavilion with picnic tables under it. We've hosted Dreaded Legends by CPX this year and plan to do that again next year. That was a great time. We had over 400 players on the field, which was really cool to see that go so well on a smaller field. We've added a lot more parking and we're getting more air, so next year we can have even more people for that. We've also hosted the CPSL League here in Myrtle Beach. We expanded to Lacey, Washington on the West Coast. We had the grand opening for our store there in May 2018. We partnered with a local landowner. His name's Luke, and he opened South Sound Airsoft shortly after our grand opening. It's been a great partnership. We actually do the rental equipment and do all the BB sales and everything on the field for game days. They're hosting big events now on their field. It's going very well. He's got a beautiful piece of property there and we're honored to be a part of that. And that's the history of Black Ops.